Okay, so this is JRL 435 live sports video production. First of all, let me apologize for not being able to hold class today in person with basketball on a Monday night. I got to work basketball, and we'll get into that in a moment. But this is important stuff. Please watch this whole video. It's basically what we're going to do starting next Monday and for the whole semester. I encourage you to also review the last page of the syllabus so you know what to expect. This is basically what I just talked about, what we're expecting for the spring semester for JOL 435. We will introduce you to live sports producing, live sports directing, camera operating. We'll do quite a bit of history of live sports on television. We'll have some very accomplished guest speakers and many, many other aspects of a live broadcast. And I promise you, once the semester's over, you will never watch live sports broadcast the same again. You will have all this insider knowledge when you watch a Mountaineer football game or a Mountaineer basketball game or an NFL game, etc., as to why things are and how they do that. And you can bore your family to death with it because you will discover that this industry mirrors being an athlete in dozens of ways. It does require a work ethic that is absolutely unrivaled. When do sports happen? Sports happen at night and on the weekends when people are done doing their full-time jobs. That's when people in this industry go to work. Quickly about me, just so you know where I'm coming from, this isn't intended to be a humble brag. I just want you to understand my background. I've been working in live sports productions for over 20 years. I've produced, directed, or worked replay for every national sports network and many regional networks as well. I'm an adjunct faculty member. My full-time job is senior producer for the athletic department here at WVU. So I teach on the side. I basically produce content for all the video boards in Morgantown. That includes the ballpark, Coliseum, the football stadium. I'm a senior producer for all live WVU sporting events. If it's a Mountaineer sporting event, including soccer, chances are I'm probably there. I average working more than 150 live sports events every normal COVID-free year for both the Mountaineers and the West Virginia Black Bears. All right, so here's what we're going to do this semester. First thing you need to know is you will have to check your email every Monday morning. You'll get something from me before noon. That email will contain the Zoom link for class, hints for the current events quiz that night, and details for the class that evening. We will meet on Zoom every Monday, no earlier than 6 p.m., except Monday the 15th. I will not be able to have class on Monday, February 15th. You got to come to class. It's that simple. It's a points-based grading system. Failure to show up results in not obtaining points. You will have some sort of test every time we have class. Whether it's a written quiz, a midterm, a final exam, or a current events quiz, most weeks you'll have two tests. It's a points-based class. The more points you get, the closer you get to an A. So a basic class day at 6 o'clock. If we have a written quiz that week, you'll go straight to eCampus and take the written quiz. At 6:15, class will start, and then we'll have our current events quiz. 6:40, we'll review the PowerPoints for the lesson that week. 7 o'clock, we'll have a guest speaker, or we'll talk about a live show, or we'll review something that I've prepared for class that week involving live sports television. What it comes down to is 10 current events quizzes, also known as CEQs, because that's easier to write. The role of a producer is to know what is happening in the sports world. Therefore, you got to know what's going on. Mostly, I'll focus on Mountaineer sports because you're Mountaineers. You should know what the Mountaineer sports teams are doing. Each current events quiz is worth 10 points. We'll take 10 of them. On Zoom, you will send me your answer in chat privately. They are given orally. They're not written tests. They're not multiple choice. I will ask the question. You will send me the answer. Usually, I will have around 10 to 14 questions. Now, we will have a max point total of 10 points. So if I have, for example, 14 questions on the test that week, if you miss 4, you still get an A because you will have 10 out of 10. The Monday email will have hints as to what you should focus on regarding sports events from that weekend. Current events quizzes will focus only on events Friday through Sunday, occasionally Monday morning. But If it happened Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, stuff like that, we're not going to worry about it. We're worried about weekend sports. And here's the most important thing about current events quizzes. They cannot be made up. If you miss class, you miss the current events quiz. That's 10 points right there. Current events quizzes can't be made up. We will have 8 written quizzes worth 20 points each. Makes up 160 points, almost a fourth of your grade. Tests will be completed on eCampus. Time limit is 15 minutes. They're all multiple choice, 20 questions. Each one's worth 1 point. There will be a PowerPoint for each written quiz you learn. There is no book for this class. It will be emailed to you for your review. Study the PowerPoints. The quiz will be easy. There's a midterm and a final, 200 points total. They account for a quarter of your grade. Those tests also completed via eCampus. 50 questions, multiple choice answers, A, B, C, or D. Each question is worth 2 points for 100 points. There will be separate PowerPoints for the midterm and the final for you to learn. It will be basically a review of the stuff you'd already learned at that point, but it will all be, inside those PowerPoints. Once again, if you learn the PowerPoints, the test will be easy. On the day of a midterm, you will log in at 6 o'clock and take the test. We'll have Zoom afterwards. I don't do current events quizzes on days of midterms and final exams. I want you to focus on your midterms and your finals. They're a little bit more intense. So we will have guest speakers on 5 different occasions. You will have to take notes because you will write a 500-word essay based on the speaker that we have that night. Thanks to Zoom technology, we can reach out to guest speakers all over the country, and they will come on and talk to you, talk to me, share their experiences, how they got where they got, what's hard, what's easy, what they love, what they dislike. 500-word essays. They're to be emailed to me and are due that Friday before 6 p.m. So, for example, if we have a speaker on Monday, February 15th, your essay on that speaker is due Friday, February 19th at 6 p.m. Essays are worth 40 points each. That's a quarter of your grade. Points are deducted if the essay is turned in late or doesn't meet the word minimum. For example, your header, name, date, class, etc. You put all the stuff at the top of your essay. We don't count that towards the word minimum. So spare yourself the time. Just go right into it. So make sure you turn your essays in on time and meet the word minimum. 40 points for each essay. Some of the guest speakers I have lined up, at least 4 of them out of the 5. Aladdin Freeman, who directs boxing for ESPN. Bob Becker, who works for Van Wagner Sports Entertainment. Bob, among everything, his company does the video boards for every single major sporting event in the country. So he was probably just in Miami to do the national championship. He will be at the Super Bowl, which I believe is Tampa, directing the video board. He's got some great stories. Joe Martin is now directing golf on the Golf Channel. He's a WVU alum. And Kyle Monroe, who works for Game Creek, which is the truck that does ESPN College Game Day, NASCAR. He's always at College Game Day or NASCAR, an event each week. He's also a WVU alum who earned an A in this class a few years ago. Here's your grading scale. So total points possible, 800. Attendance is worth 100. Written quizzes are worth 160. There is 1 homework assignment worth 40. The guest speakers, 5 at 40 points each, 200. The midterm, the final, worth 100. And your 10 current events quizzes, 100 points, to total 800 points. It's pretty simple. Right now, you are to text me at this moment. Send me your first and last name, JRL 435. Text me at that number. That means you've watched this video. Introduce yourself if you want. Even if you already know me or have my phone number, there's a few in this class that work video board for WVU. Texting me counts toward attendance. If you don't text me your name and number, then you don't get credited for attending this week. Text me before the next class. The email listed there is my email address. My mix email, I can't necessarily check it every day, but the email listed there, my mail.wvu.edu, is my email address. You're going to get a faster response if you text me. You're going to get a decent response if you email me at that address. You're not going to get a fast response if you email me at the Mix email address. I will send you stuff from my Mix account because I send emails through eCampus. But the best thing you can do is text me Second best thing you can do is email me at that email address right there. Communication is key for this class. Texting is the best way to do it. All right, I will see you next Monday for Zoom class at 6 o'clock, and we will begin the semester. Have a great week.